Hi folks, just doing a bit of tinkering about today. I'm actually up on my video, so I thought I'd play about with that old Atco engine, see if we can free this off. It's a bit of a challenge, but we're going to give it a go. See you in a minute. Right, well, I've got this Atco engine, as you know, and it is seized up. I've had the ATF fluid and acetone soaking in there. I've given it a few taps. It hasn't freed it off. My feeling is that the crank is also seized up. I don't think it's just the piston rings that are seized up, because what I actually done, I had that ATF fluid in there with the acetone, and I got the blowtorch and I heated up around here and till that fluid was bubbling in there, and obviously give it a few taps and it still didn't want to know. So what I decided to do is, if I turn it up the other way, the actual carb is on the back of the crankcase there. So I'm going to take these bolts out here. That should give us access to the crank area, and I was going to put some lubrication in there, maybe some heat, and basically just see what sort of state the underside is. Let me try and get this a bit nearer for you so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I normally wouldn't waste any time with this engine because I ain't going to be rebuilding it, I don't think, anyway. So it's just interesting to find out what sort of condition it's in, and the reason why it's actually seized up. I've had so many people say, you know, you can put it in a hot bath of oil, but that is fraught with danger as far as I'm concerned. One, I haven't got a container big enough to put this in, until I haven't got enough oil to be able to heat up. And don't forget, you're heating oil up over 100 degrees centigrade, so there's a lot of danger involved in that. So I'd rather try and tinker about with this as it is, because it's more manageable. And someone left a message yesterday, or on my last video, saying I don't seem to do anything in my videos. Well, I am doing something. This is just a tinkering about video. It's an in-between video. Because, as you know, we don't always produce an end result. I do vlogs as well, where I'll show you a bit of family and fun time and stuff like that, what we do. But this is tinkering about. This is what blokes do. We do tinker about. And it's nice to be able to do this and talk to you at the same time. And also, I left a message back saying, well, why don't you go and check my 600 plus other videos on this channel where I do stuff. And also Retrorestore, where I do finish and restore stuff. So some people make comments sometimes and don't look at the bigger picture. Anyway, this is where the reed valves sit. Oh, here we go. Oh, there, look at that. Look, we haven't seen in here before. Look, it's very dry in there, but now I've got full access to the crank, which I can see there's rust on the crank there. That's the reed valve assembly there. Look, so they still look all right, to be honest with you. So all this stuff, as I say, is serviceable. There is a chance this engine could run again. I don't know. Depends how bad this lot is in there. But now I've got access to that, I can probably drop some lubrication in there and see if we can free off the crank, if it is the crank. And also this side of the barrel I can see down there. I don't know whether you can see or not in there. Yeah, you probably can. But I'm going to put some lubrication in there now, and then we'll try and give it a few taps to try and free it off. I might apply some heat to that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do, as I've got it, is just try and put some WD down around the piston skirt, this side of the piston skirt, and maybe that can penetrate the rings from this side, if that is what's binding it. And also drop some on the crankshaft there where it joins the con rod, and try and hit some on the small ends down there as well. See, with this little straw attachment, you can get right in there with the fluid. But as I say, hopefully it looks like I can take the cap off to the con rod there by just undoing them two bolts. I can't actually get a bolt on this one yet, this screw, because it's sitting at an angle. So we'll just put plenty of lube in there for the moment, and as I say, we'll try and give it a little free off in a second. Once this is done, it's magic. Again, this is just tinkering about, you know. I do like tinkering about. I know I've got loads of other stuff to do, but this is something which I think personally makes an interesting video. Just to find out why it had seized up. Can it be unseized, and will we be able to get it to run again? I've totally given up hope on this, as I say, but it's a simple engine, it's a 2-stroke engine. It might be worth bringing back to life. I don't know yet. We'll see. Right, well, I'm going to stick that back in the vise, in the upside down position. So I've got a rubber mallet. Just try and see, it's not held in there very well, is it? The thing is, it's the this is tapered, you see. Look, whenever I come out here, I want to go to the toilet. It's totally solid, it really is. Probably apply some heat to the crankcase just to see if that will free things off a little bit. I think we've got a bit of movement. Right, I think we've got a bit of movement, look. Yes. Hopefully. Right, the piston's broke free. It's still not rotating fully, but as you can see, we've got that now. So that's promising. Oh, here we go. Look, got it. Got to be careful with the engine, it's really hot. Let's turn that right round, look. Wow, there we go, look. We've actually broke it free. How about that? This could live again, this engine. I'll tell you what, that's really lovely and free now. It must have been the rings that held it, and the bore doesn't actually look too bad. Right, let's let it just cool down a minute and I'll get it out of the vise. Right, okay, as you can see, we're turning over nice and free now. Now what I really need to do is to get the piston out, have a look at the rings, see if they are gummed up in there. It's the bore doesn't look too bad. Obviously it's a bit pitted, but I mean, I can hone that out. All I need to do is to undo that cap there on the bearing. I don't know if I've got a little spanner for that. Let me go and have a look. Right, okay, I don't know whether this is going to be alright or not, but we'll try it. Yes, that's loose. Oh, happy days, look at that. Don't you love it when something goes right after it's gone wrong? Just undo these bearing cap screws, and we should be able to lift the con rod out and the piston as well. Right, them screws are okay. Now don't forget, I was going to throw this away, so this is purely exploration, and as you know, this was locked up solid, so at least we've got it free. Heat seems to have worked very well. Well, there's the bearing cap, as you can probably see there, and that, to be honest with you, looks okay. So that's not where it was being held up on, so I'm happy with that. Right, now hopefully I should be out. Here we go. There's a bearing cap there, look. Oh, blinking, I didn't know that was going to happen. There's loads of little needles in there, but that all looks fine. The main looks fine. Now I did have a magnet here, rather than risk dropping all them in the crankcase. Where's my magnet? got some magnets here, look. There we go, look. There we go, that just saves dropping them all, look, all them little needles. Get the ones from the other side. Just makes life a bit easier so you don't drop and lose stuff. Very easy to lose something like this. And if I just push the piston down, there we go. Move the crank out of the way. I'll be able to get to them other ones below. God knows how you get them back in. Right, okay, so that's that. I've got all them safe. Now hopefully I should be able to push the piston out through the top of the engine. Without too much trouble. We're still a bit warm. Just trying to make a note of any markings that might be on the piston. You've got a little notch out there, look. That faces upwards. Little notch faces upwards. Just so I know I put the piston in the right way when I come to put it back together. So if I just give that a few gentle taps. Easier said than done. Always something in your way, isn't there? It's probably that top edge just a bit built up. Yeah, sort of around the lip there, which it is, I can feel it. So I get a sharp blade, just cut all that gummy stuff off. Yeah, look, see? That's what's stopping it. Bit more lube on it. I might have to just turn it over for a minute. Get a screwdriver in there and just tap it through. There we go. Coming up. Yeah, it's level now. Bit more. Coming through. Yep, just a bit tight. I don't want to break it, so I've got to be careful here. Don't want to go hammering it hard because it could break through the crown of the piston. There it comes. There we go. Right. As you can probably see, it was gummed up around the piston. The piston personally looks like it's had a partial seizure on it, to be honest with you. The rings are stuck in, so ideally, yeah, look, it's scored up around the piston there, look, and it looks like look, that's what may have caused it. The gudgeon pin circlip is 3/4 out, and that looks like that's been caught, and that's probably why the mower was left for dead, so to speak. So what it looks like, the connecting rod seems to be okay, and the bearings, but as I say, that's definitely looks like that was the issue there, which probably caused it to seize up. The rings are gummed in, piston scored, but I think the barrel would take a hone out, to be honest with you. So I may hone the barrel out, try and source another piston, and maybe this could live again, this engine. Yeah, look at that, look, see? Can you see that properly? Look, it's nearly fully out, look. That's what's caused the issue, and there's the scoring down the bores. Well, worthwhile exercise taking this apart. At least we've got something to work with here now. And providing I can get these other bolts out around the engine, for example the ones on the base plate, may be able to. We'll see, we'll see. This again, it's just an experiment, this, to find out the problem. We now know that the problem was this, and that all that seizure was this locked into the barrel. I'll have a look first of all if I can source another piston the same size as that, and we may try and get this going. Anyway, that's enough of that project. And this was just a little quick fast blast video while I'm tinkering about. I'm going outside to cut the grass now, do a bit of work in the garden. You haven't really got to see no more on this until I actually get an update on it, but we will be finishing that Atco mower soon, and I'm going to be starting the Triumph Acclaim, which a lot of it's going to be cleaning up, to be honest with you, initially, because it's covered with all grime and dust, so I'm going to have to cut the paintwork back to get it back to its original respray condition, because I resprayed that, as you know. And yeah, so that's it for now, just a little quick fast blast video, and I'll see you again in the next video, and until then, bye for now.